guys, congratulations. I'm so glad you're here. Imagine growing up in the States. If you threw a dart right at the US, that's where I live in Oklahoma. The weather is crazy. We'll have 110 in the shade one day and then 65 degrees the next. And tonight we're talking about behind the scenes with Bren. Hey, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and TikTok. We are so glad you are here. Tonight, we're talking behind the scenes with Bren. For those of you who may not know me, I do have a book coming out, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I founded Warrior Moms by Bren when my son was medically injured at 22 months of age. He was just a baby. And after the hearing today, you can go look at the Senate hearing. You will know exactly what I'm talking about. And in the last 12 plus years, well, it's almost 15 years now, we have walked through hell. Now we walk out of there like we own the place and take water back to those still in the fire. I get questions every single day about this. And I want our pain to be your gain. And what I love is that we really are stronger together. It's more than just a little Hallmark saying in our house. Because when we pool our resources, that's strength. Just like my son plays at an indoor gym and they have these woven like big tug of war ropes, and we can make a big knot and he can have a rope swing. Now, we're going in the Wayback Machine. This is probably 2008, 2009. This is how Warrior Mom started. We moved right back from Japan. And in the military, they call that PCS, permanent change of station. And yes, we stayed with an older relative. That kitchen has not been updated since 1978. And I can remember drinking out of the cute little cups from England that my late mother-in-law purchased while they were stationed overseas, and my MacBook and my baby. And I was something in me just rose up because women were being disrespected online, specifically women nursing in public. And I thought that was such a disgrace. And that really ignited the fire. It took a few years to become what we are now. We're now the Warrior Nation because we have warrior dads and granddads and aunts and uncles. And we know that we can be stronger together. Now, please let us know in the chat where you're logging in from. And I love that you guys are here and that it looks like we're live everywhere. If you're on Instagram, can you let us know if you can see us? It's a little bit bougie, so I think I did the stream key right. Just please let us know. And I'm so glad you're here. Now, again, I do not have all the answers. I will not claim to have all the answers. I just know what our story is, and feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. I would love for our pain to be your gain and that you can have healthy, whole children that are not medically injured. Now, I do have a book coming out, and I just want to say shout out to all the people who took the time out of a very busy life to vote on the best-selling author picture, the book cover. You guys were amazing. You showed up in force. Now, fast forward to just a few months ago. This is my son now. He's 6'1". He towers over me. And this is on a medical trip we took out of state recently. And he has those big ear defenders on. He is diagnosed autism spectrum disorder level 3, nonverbal. We like to say yet to be verbal, soon to be verbal. And this season has been, we've hard reentry into school. He just started his junior year. And we are so blessed with probably the most amazing team we've ever experienced. So shout out to Team Zach. Now, my son learns new words with American Sign Language, or ASL. Since his name is Zach, we jokingly refer to it as Zachanese. And last week, we talked about a number of things. This week, I want you to know we're talking about being smart, or SMART goals. So you're just going to do a G, kind of genius. Yeah, SMART goals. We're setting SMART goals. Now, what are we talking about SMART goals for? We only have 21 days before the fourth quarter. Hello. Hear me, warriors. We only have 21 days before the fourth quarter starts. And what happens in the fourth quarter? Warp speed. We have sugar holiday after sugar holiday after sugar holiday. I want us to step into that purpose and champion our calling with intention. Now, here's the picture that you guys chose for the best-selling author picture. This is on the back of the book, and I am going to show you. I have the author copy. It has a big gray band, and I will show that in just a moment. And we made some tweaks based on your input. And right now I'm going to show you this just arrived yesterday. So this is so exciting. So this is a mock-up of the cover, the major and the musician. And then you can see on the back, the author photo that you guys chose, my bio, the blurb about the book, and then how you can connect with us at the Warrior Nation. I think it's so, so important. About a year ago, I had told everyone I was going to write a book my entire life. And if they didn't believe me, I'd go, watch me. Yeah, my little sassy go-go boots. And I just thought, I'm going to write a book. People are going to know my name. Well, I had no clue how that was going to happen. I had no clue. None at all. And yes, in the chat, let us know where you're chiming in from. We have Georgia in the house, Seattle in the house. We have, Florida in the house. Great to see you guys. And North Carolina. I'm so glad you guys are here. I am in Oklahoma. If you threw a dart at the U.S., we're right in the middle. So back to sassy 5-year-old me. We are, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book. You know, one of my friends when I was about 4 or 5, like, you can barely read. I'm like, so what? I'm going to write a book. Well, what I learned is that when I'm walking in my purpose and championing my calling, I joined a mastermind a few years ago, and those 1%ers, I mean, absolute brilliant mindsets in that group. I found a coach in that group. And I also have a mentor that is a strategist and helps me to put my theory to application. I know we all have a lot of things we said we were going to do, and then we adult and have families and mortgages and children and commitments and jobs. That job, just over broke. I did corporate for 5 years. It felt more like 15. I had a long list of health problems, because that's not my calling, to sit in a putty colored cubicle and make someone else rich. So I took that step of faith, just enough light for that first step. And as I built my confidence, I just had it stacked and became 1% better. I didn't set out to have something like this. Everyone thought it would be an autobiography. This is a love story wrapped in a mystery and intrigue. And what I love is that I believe that every caregiver on the planet deserves to have the opportunity to have a little fun. Because let me tell you what, caregiving is not for the weak. Shout out to all my caregivers. Please let us know in the chat where you're logging in from. And I am so yeah. So someone said sassy from birth. Yep. And it is true. I learned to walk before I could crawl. That's defined my entire life. And I am always, 90 to nothing. And it's so incredible that we are already, on the cusp of the fourth quarter in this year. This year has been flying by. And I always say the days feel long and the years feel short. Especially, we saw the little baby picture of my son. Now he's this towering teenager. So I will read an excerpt from the book. And I want to we're calling this Behind the Scenes with Bren. Again, here's the cover that you guys voted on. We did clear up the font, and the new copy will be here Thursday so that we can look at it and make sure it's a respectful of your time and money that you will invest to read the book and to apply the principles in it. Now, I have never seen this format, and I did not come up with this on my own. The team together did. And it is both fiction and a mystery and practical application. At the end of each chapter, we have a lesson for the warrior mom. Now, you don't need to feel like a warrior nor be a mom to take theory to application. And we're going to talk more about that in a different segment. Tonight, we're taking one of those, that mystery, suspense, and intrigue, and a segment out of the book. And I'm going to grab my professor glasses because I don't want to mess this up. All right, here we go. The theme for tonight is the walls don't just hide secrets. Sometimes they hide traps. The wall reluctantly begins to slide open, revealing only a few inches of space. In that instant, chaos erupts. Bullets whiz past, cracking against stone. The sound ricochets in my ears as the air fills with smoke and gunpowder. I spin, searching for cover. Before I can move, a sharp prick in my right rib cage signals a knife's intrusion. My breath catches. The world narrows to the sting of the steel in my ribs, the thunder of gunfire around me, the one thought hammering through my mind. This was never supposed to happen. Oh my God, you guys, I get chills. And what I love is that we can take a little bit of a vacation from both caregiving and all the things that we feel pressure to do, all this adulting, and we can have an adventure that's even better than Indiana Jones and Lara Croft Tomb Raider combined. Now, why are we talking SMART goals tonight? Because a year ago, I finally made that call and I said, listen, I've said I was going to write a book my whole life. I'm doing this. I know, like, and trust you from the other connections we have. And I know that we're like minded and we're both 1% mindset people. And I want to learn from you. And what that was probably one of the most pivotal decisions of my life. Hear me, warriors. Hear me, warriors. SMART goals aren't just about money. Hear me. SMART goals are about stepping into that purpose. Think of that one thing you said you would always do. Are you getting it done? Distraction is such a disruption to our dreams and goals. And hey, if you're on the live, put an L. If you're on the replay, put an R. And I really want, hear me, warriors. Oh yeah, adulting would not recommend. I agree with you. Sweet tea from Georgia. Yeah, sometimes life just lives. We can't control our circumstances. It does not matter what's happening in our life or our circumstances. We can still step into that calling and champion our purpose together. Now, I want you to put in the chat one thing you're going to tackle in the next 21 days before oh, hey guys, great to see you. Please let us know in the chat. Oh, thank you. The story is so good. Shout out to Say That Media out of New York. I mean, just an amazing team. And I want you to think of that one thing. And you don't have to have all of it figured out. Take one step in the next 24 hours. Hear me, warriors. I want you to take one step in the next 24 hours. And I want you to do one thing that gets you closer to that goal. For me, it was picking up that phone and telling someone, I've said I'm going to write a book my whole life. I think you're the person I'm supposed to work with, because I've talked with people throughout my whole life and nothing ever felt like it was the right time or the right team. Now, we're not here to say, hey guys, great to see you. We're not here to say everyone's going to write a book. I'm saying, what's that one thing? That one thing. I saw it's been years ago in a women's magazine. Oh, hey, Tulsa in the house. Oh, Oklahoma City in the house. New York City in the house. Great to see you guys. I'm really glad you are here. It is not an accident. And we take this book and we share the fun, the excitement, the romance, the intrigue, the suspense. And we also take theory to application and saying, hey, I see you. I hear you and you belong here. That's why we call ourselves the Warrior Nation. We are here to be an advocate, to be a voice for the voiceless. It doesn't have to be serious all the time. The average 3-year-old laughs 150 times a day. The average adult, maybe a dozen. I know. When did we forget to laugh? Because life just lives. I know. So SMART goals. Remember, not just about money, and this is our sign. SMART goals. One thing. Write down that one thing. You do not have to tell us. I would love to see it in the comments. And write it down somewhere. No one has to know what it is. You can write it in code. That one thing that you are feeling called to do that you haven't done yet. It doesn't matter how outrageous it is. Write it down. Write the vision, make it plain so a runner can read it on the run. Also, I want you to take one step toward that goal, because it's a SMART goal, because it's still in. Remember how it doesn't leave you, even though it gets drowned out a little bit from life and all this adulting. I want you to just take that one thing and take one simple step. One simple step. That could be write down 3 things that help you achieve that one goal, because it's calling to you. Hear me, warriors. It's calling to you for a reason, because it's for you. And it does not matter. I'm not telling you to share this with people. Remember Joseph and his fancy coat and his dream where everyone bowed down to him? I'm not telling you to go blab this to anyone. I'm saying write it down, write the vision, make it plain so a runner can read it on the run, then take one step toward that goal. Take one step toward that goal, because you are called for such a time as this, and you are called for more. And I am so blessed that you guys are here. Again, this is the cover that was chosen in the contest, and we did clean up this font a little bit. And then on the back, this is the photo you chose. And then it has my bio, a blurb about the book, which I think is so exciting. I'll tell you what, I wrote this in segments. I did not do big writing sessions because of the team that I worked with. Little segments, 20 minutes each morning. Then some mornings I could go to 30 minutes. I just didn't have a goal like I'm going to write 20 pages. No, it was just that amount of time. And that turns into, if you, 25 minutes a day, that's another 100 hours in the year. We all have the same 24 hours. I don't have any more than you do, but I do want to challenge you to write down the one thing that you are called to do that maybe you haven't done. And then in the next 24 hours, take one step to make that goal happen. The Major and the Musician will be out next month, and I will share the next copy, the final copy that comes out. And I do want you to share this with someone. You do not need to feel like a warrior, nor be a mom, to enjoy the journey and walk in purpose. Remember, I'm Bren Harris, the Warrior Mom, with the Warrior Nation, your source for truth, transparency, fun, and respect. Be blessed.